Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. So, today in Language Arts Enrichment, we are going to do some grammar practice for there, or there. And I think this is going to be our kind of our new normal with Language Arts Enrichment. So, we're always going to have a vocab list that will correspond with the book that we are all reading in language arts called Restart. And then we will watch a video like I'm making right now, and then complete a quick grammar assignment. Every week, you'll have about two different new grammar things to learn, and then a combination review. And what we really want to make sure is that you know that if you already know this, it's a good review. And if you don't already know this, we're going to go slow enough to where you can catch up. So today we're doing there, and then a little your practice. So if you have this up and all these slides are super tiny, you want to make sure that you click over to the right, and at the top right, it should say view in editor or view in slides, open in editor, something like that. If you can't find that button, be sure and let me know. And then these worksheets you'll see are vertical instead of horizontal slides, and it's a little bit different to type on them. So I want to go through that this morning as well. If you get to a page that looks like this and you are watching the video and you're good, but then we move down here and you're like, these are super small. What you can always do is go to view, zoom, 100%, and then you can scroll up and down each slide. It'll just make it easier to see, easier to complete without stress. And so with there, or there, we have three different words that sound the exact same. We got to figure out where to use them. So THERE is used whenever we're talking about a place. And we know that because it has the word here inside it. So if the example is put that video game book over there, you are now going to try to use the word there correctly twice, just making up two school appropriate sentences, no stress. But if you look, there's no place to type like usual. So what we want to do is this square box with the dots around it and the T in the middle is your text box. And you will draw that. You click and drag and draw that wherever you want to type your sentence. It should automatically be set up to Arial or something easy to see. Please do not do a funky font if you want your grade back quickly. Let's just keep it at Arial, Times New Roman, Bookman Old Style will be fine. Let's not do any of this weird cute stuff, though it is cute. It is hard for me to grade. And so you would just make up a sentence that says there. So let's say you said, I can't wait to go back to school. I really miss it. There, period. So now it's in the middle of the line because of how we drew our box. If this doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. I can grade your work no matter what. If it's going to bother you, you're going to click there and get your text box. And then go to the edge of your text box where it creates this plus sign with the arrows. Click, and then you can either click and drag it, or you can use the up or down arrows on your keyboard, and they will move it. It'll be perfect right there. So you are going to make up two sentences that use the correct there for each one. THEIR shows if someone or something owns something. I like that because it has an I in it, and the I looks like a little person, right? Like a little human. You get a little face and body. And so my friends lost their homework at the zoo. You're going to go back to that text box, and you're going to try two sentences using the there that shows if someone or something owns something. And then we have a contraction. So a contraction is two words, you squish them together, you put an apostrophe. So there with an apostrophe RE is actually a contraction of they and are. If the team doesn't practice more, they're going to lose. You're now going to write two sentences using the correct form of there that is a contraction. So here, we're going to fill in the blank with the correct form of there. So the correct answer for 1 through 9 is there, but we don't know which one. So You're going to read the sentence, draw the text box, and type in the correct one. As we move on to the next slide, we've got your, which shows you own something. Helpful hint, if you can replace your with the word my, if it still makes sense, then that your works too. So where would you keep all of your homework? Where do you keep all of your homework? Since you could say, where do you keep all of my homework? It makes sense. The other your is that contraction we talked about. So you and are, squish them together, drop a letter, put an apostrophe. You and are. And if you can add you are into the sentence, it's going to make sense. So even though we just met, you're already my best friend could also be, even though we just met, you are already my best friend. And that makes sense. You are going to write 4 sentences that are school appropriate that you make up, 2 using the your that shows when you own something, and 2 using the contraction version of your. Then, same song, second verse, you're going to fill in the blank with the correct word of your and figure out which version works. If I were you, I would do the text box trick that we've been talking about, but then I'd click on it and do Command C. And then if that is the one I wanted to add, I would do Command V for Vaughn, which is paste, and I would just click and drag it if you're tired of drawing text boxes. That way you only have to type 2 different yours and you can copy paste them wherever they fit. And then we've got a little practice with both. So some are for your, some are for their. So you're going to check each italicized word. That would be the your or their. It's a little slanty. And you're going to mark if it's used correctly or not. If it's correct, you're going to type okay over here. And if it's wrong, you're going to type nope, then cross out the word and write the correct answer. And then that is your entire grammar lesson for today in Language Arts Enrichment class. This will be your full points for the day with your 10 minutes on your new vocab.com list. The vocab.com list corresponds with the book we're reading. Once again, it's your time for your 10 minutes, making sure you're studying so that in 2 weeks, whenever we take that vocab test, you know you're prepared. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help out. You can message me on Schoology or on Gmail.